Pablo Escobar once controlled Colombia with car bombs, assassinations, and bribery, forcing politicians to obey or die. After escaping his own custom-made prison, he became a fugitive, hiding in cramped safe houses. On December 2, 1993, he broke his silence to call his son, a father's instinct that betrayed him. Search units swarmed the Medellin neighborhood. Escobar burst out onto the red-tiled rooftops, overweight, exhausted, still firing. A brief, chaotic chase, bullets cracking clay tiles, until he collapsed near a wall. The man who ruled a nation through terror died running like a frightened fugitive. Amado Carrillo Fuentes, the Lord of the Skies, smuggled cocaine in private 727 jets painted with false logos. He expanded faster than any cartel boss, earning billions. But with U.S. agencies closing in, he feared capture more than death. He checked into a Mexico City hospital under a false identity for radical plastic surgery and liposuction. Mid-operation, his body gave up under the strain of anesthesia. Days later, the two surgeons who worked on him were found dead. Strange, silent proof that powerful secrets don't survive. Arturo Beltran Leyva, known for public executions, turned luxury apartments into fortified bunkers. After his cartel fractured, he was trapped in Cuernavaca. Mexican Marines surrounded the building, grenades blasting walls, glass raining onto the streets. Cornered on an upper floor, Arturo fought until his ammunition dried. His corpse was left covered in cash and taunts, a symbolic demolition of his feared image, the fall of a man who believed no one could touch him. Ignacio Nacho Coronel built the Sinaloa Cartel's meth empire. No flashy interviews, no showmanship. His security circle was tight until one raid snapped the silence. In a gated community, elite soldiers breached his home. He traded fire from room to room, refusing to drop his rifle. In the short, violent exchange, Coronel fell where he stood, his quiet ambition swallowed by the chaos he tried to avoid. Antonio Ezequiel Tony Tormenta of the Gulf Cartel commanded soldiers like a warlord, but his final confrontation was chaos. Military units closed in after tracking his convoy. Vehicles crashed, grenades rolled under cars, and explosions shook the road. When the smoke cleared, the once dominant commander was among the dead, his power shattered into twisted metal. Hector Beltran Leyva tried to rebuild his cartel by disguising himself as a real estate businessman, polished suits hiding a collapsing empire. Unlike his brothers, he avoided shootouts, believing invisibility was safety. But stress, isolation, and betrayal chased him into custody. Years later, during a prison meal, his heart simply stopped. No power, no soldiers, just silence. A fear drugged more dying as another forgotten inmate. Heriberto Lescano, founder of the Zetas cartel, trained as a special forces soldier before turning his skills into criminal brutality. He ordered attacks intended to send messages, fear carved into public memory. In 2012, authorities ambushed him near a rural baseball field. The firefight was fast and precise, a tactical end to a tactical killer. But before officials could finalize his identity, gunmen stormed the funeral home and stole his body. A violent legacy with no grave to mark its end. Nazario Moreno, El Chayo, twisted religious symbols into crusades for the Knights Templar cartel. He declared himself protected by God, even rumored resurrected after a first reported death. In 2014, police cornered him in steep mountains during a massive sweep. Nazario fired into the last round, yelling prayers as gunfire echoed off the rocks. No resurrections this time, his believers left to explain a faith built on fear. Felipe Cabrera, one of El Chapo's strongest military commanders, ruled territory with strict discipline and brutal punishment. But when cartel losses piled up, suspicion turned inward. Chapo blamed him. Allies abandoned him. Surrounded by enemies on both sides, Cabrera walked into custody on his own. Exhausted, defeated,
His downfall came not from bullets, but from the collapse of trust. Joaquin El Chapo Guzman engineered miraculous escapes, tunnels under prisons, hidden passages behind mirrors. But technology and surveillance finally outpaced him. In 2016, Marines raided his safe house before dawn. Gunfire in cramped hallways, shattered tile, thick dust in the air. Chapo fled through a drainage tunnel, only to be caught in the street. Now locked away for life in a U.S. supermax, he faces endless silence. A man who once dug his way out of hell, now sealed in it. Francisco Pancho Cayagua, who controlled the La Union Cartel in Mexico City, lives surrounded by enemies. His downfall wasn't a shootout, it was betrayal. Riding in his own city, gunmen approached and unleashed a storm of bullets. Panic, screeching tires, and then silence. The man who once ruled the capital's dark underworld met a cold ending on an ordinary street. Jose Manuel Diaz El Pelon of the Gulf Cartel commanded soldiers like a warlord, but his final confrontation was chaos. Military units closed in after tracking his convoy. Vehicles crashed, grenades rolled under cars, and explosions shook the road. When the smoke cleared, the once dominant commander was among the dead. His power shattered into twisted metal. Elvis Herta, El Elvis, a rising Zetas leader, believed ruthlessness would earn him immortality. Instead, it earned him hunters. Police surprised him at a safe house. He tried to shoot his way out, screaming orders that no one followed. Within moments, the fight was over, and his ambition ended in a narrow hallway, a short path to a short legacy.